welcome to Melbourne Musos. My name's Quinlan and I hope you'll enjoy the show tonight. What it is tonight is about subtext, okay? Subtext is used in movie soundtracks and things, okay? The most classic subtext is Jaws. I talk about Jaws with my students all the time as far as the soundtrack creating something, you know, quite menacing. Because all you need to hear is dun 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 dun. You know the shark's coming. Okay, what happens is there's the lovely lady swimming over the top going la 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 la, and she might have some kind of the soundtrack for her is, say, something all very floaty and swimmingly and pretty, but then all of a sudden all you need is boom 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 boom, and then you know the shark's coming. Okay, there you go. Now what happens with the drum set, and what I want to do tonight is show you some of the things that you can do with subtext and how layers can come in and how you deal with creating a soundscape on your drum set with layers of sound. Now, one of the most common sounds on a drum set, actually the most common, is the snare drum. Now, the snare drum, when you put the snare, the whole reason a snare drum exists is to march into battle and send signals, okay, sort of thing. And what happens is that you have your drum line, and once one, you know, the lead drummer gets it in the chest with an arrow, next dude steps up, and you keep on going. And that's the history of the snare drum. So the history of the snare drum, or the side drum, all of this business, and our rudiments for that matter, are all based on fighting someone. Okay, and what happens, and everything that goes with that. However, the tom-toms are a bit of a different beast. Because the thing is, when you're dealing with tom-tom work and all that, and especially if you, like I like to do a lot, regular watchers of the show will know I love my mallets, that will give you much more of a tribal, worldly sound. Now, the thing about subtext, and what I use a lot in my drumming, is that I might start off with a snare drum and it's quite military, and then I'll bring in the tom-toms as far as it being a lot more worldly, like world music, you know, sort of thing, from the various continents, such as Africa, South America, whatever it might be. I'll just stop that. My time's up for this little segment, but I'll keep going for 30 seconds. What it is the juxtaposing of the two main sounds. If I just hit cymbals, that kind of thing, it can become quite a spacey thing. So I'll create air with that. That's one of the reasons why I use splash hats a lot. Instead of just going chick, chick, chick on a hi-hat, I go splash, splash, like that. It gives it more air for what I do. Okay, so there's something there, and that's something about tonight's show that I'd like to talk about. Subtext and the use of your equipment. Okay, there you go.